Hi, if you were at church last Sunday morning, you will have heard Martin Allen preaching to us, and he plugged the book Spiritual Depression by where are we? Spiritual Depression by Martyn Lloyd-Jones. It is a great book, but not what I'm going to plug just now. But don't let the title put you off reading it either. The book that I'm going to mention this morning is Incomparable by Andrew Wilson. Not my son, but his namesake. It is a great book for a number of reasons. It's basically, I suppose, a book about theology and worship, and maybe not necessarily instantly what you would put together. I suppose useful to read from one of the opening chapters. John Newton, the hymn writer, writes, "Weak is the effort of my heart, and cold my warmest thought. But when I see thee as thou art, I'll praise thee as I ought." And I guess that's what this book is really looking to do, that you see God as he really is, and that therefore that leads us to worship him better. And that's really, I suppose, one of the great things about this book. It was written, I think, about 10 years ago. Andrew Wilson is a theologian from the UK. He's written a number of other books. And this book is a kind of study of the various names, attributes, characteristics of God. And each chapter is written in a nice, succinct, really easy to read and understand way in a short chapter, 3 or 4 pages, perfect for me. And what is great about it is that every 3 or 4 chapters is what is noted in the Psalms as a selah, a pause. There's a chapter that is reflective, whether it's quiet reading, poetry, songs, suggested other readings, other things that just reflect back, really, I suppose, what you have read in the previous 3 or 4 chapters. It is a great book to help you worship God with a better understanding of who he is. You could read it in a number of ways. You could read it cover to cover, as I suppose you would think you would read a book, but this is maybe, because it's got short chapters and each one is quite succinct and separate, you can dip into it, or you could read it alongside your daily devotions or on a weekly basis. And do it that way. Some of the characteristics it looks at, there's things that you maybe haven't come across before. There's the usual you would maybe expect: God the Creator, God is light, God is holy. There's also God the Craftsman, maybe not something that instantly springs to mind. Names of God: Yahweh, my banner. There's the knowledge of God, the mercy of Yahweh. Each chapter is an encounter with God, and that's why it's so great. It's not some dry theological book. It is a way to help you to understand God better, and that then automatically leads to worship. So I'd really recommend this book, Incomparable by Andrew Wilson. Thanks.